Hello students, as in the last lecture we saw the sums from the exercise number 4.3. The sums was based on the maxima and minima. As we completed the question number 1, in that three sums was there. The first sum, it was a basic algebraical, and in the last lecture we saw one sum which was very important, as I told, that is this question number 2 and question number 3 from your question number 1. And question number 2 is very important because it was a combination of algebraical and logarithm. I hope you all understood the second sum, which was f of x is equal to x into log x. It is very important sum for 3 to 4 marks. Okay, so that was the question number 1. So we left with three more questions from the exercise, and all the three questions are very important from the exercise number 4.3. And the concept, again, it is similar. The steps which we have to follow, the techniques which we have to follow, it will remain same. The same 3-4 step which was there for the question number 1, the same thing which we have to follow here also. But here the difference will be what? The pattern of the question, it will be different. As remaining sums, when you will see all the three sums, it is in statement sum form. So when it is in the statement sum form, so first you have to convert that particular statement. You have to read and understand that statement, and then you have to convert that statement first into f of x. So you must understand that for which part you have to consider f of x. Okay, as the given question, it is in a statement form. So first we'll read and understand the question, but the procedure, the steps will be the same thing we have to follow. The first, we require f of x. Without f of x we cannot proceed the sum further. So here the main target is what we have to find f of x. What will be the f of x for that particular statement sum? Okay, so let's begin with the sum now without wasting our time. As we all know that when the function is a maximum, when you will get the maximum value at x equals to 8. Suppose here we got some value of a. After substituting the value, when we replace the value of x by a, if the value, after replacing the value of x by a, if the second derivative test answer is less than 0, so therefore it is maximum. After replacing the value of x by a, if the second derivative test answer is greater than 0, the function is minimum. So this all concept we all know, yes or no? And we know that if we have f of x, then after that we find f dash x, from where you get the value of x. After getting the value of x from f double dash x only, we can come to know the function is whether it is maximum or minimum. An exact value you get from where f of x. So here the main target is what? To find f of x. Without knowing f of x we cannot proceed the sum further. So for the remaining three statement sum, it is very important that you must know what is exact f of x from the given statement. So let's begin with the sum now. So as in the statement sum, it says that we have to divide the number 20 into two parts such that their product is maximum. So here this is the int, their product is maximum. Product means what? Multiplication between two number. So we have to divide the number into 20 into two parts. Divide the number 20 into two parts such that their product is maximum. So this is the int, I will say the product is maximum. So for this section we'll take f of x. Remember this, okay? This is the int here. The product is maximum. For this part we'll take f of x. Their product, that exactly we don't know the two numbers. Product means multiplication between two things, two or more things, yes or no? So exactly we don't know that numbers. Okay, so now again we'll read. We have to divide the number 20 into two parts. Now 20 we can divide as 19 plus 1 also, yes or no? We can divide the 20 as 10 plus 10. We can divide the 20 as 15 plus 5. We can divide the 20 as 18 plus 2. There are many ways, but this is not the proper way. We cannot divide the 20 directly as 19 plus 1. You will get 20. 10 plus 10 equals to 20. 15 plus 5 equals to 20. 18 plus 2 equal to 20. So this is not an answer. Yeah, we are getting the multiple answer. We are not getting the unique answer. We require the unique answer. So this is not a proper way to divide any numbers. Divide means what? When you divide 20 into two numbers, divide means what? When you divide this number, the sum of their number, it should equals to what? 20. Yes or no? The meaning of this sentence is what? We have to divide the number 20 into two parts. So here, as I divide the 20 into 19, 1, 10, 10, 15, 5, 18, 2. So when you will add that number, see to that, it should comes to 20. Yes or no? So the meaning of this sentence is what? Sum of the two number, it should equals to 20. So here exactly we don't know how to divide the number. Okay, so we cannot divide directly as 19 plus 1, 10 plus 10. So here we'll consider the first part as x, the second part as y. Okay, so as here we divided 19, 1, 10, 10, 15, 5, 18, 2. So exactly we don't know the proper number. So we'll take the first part as x and second part as y. But its sum, it should be equal to what? It should turns to 20. Yes or no? Then after that, whether it is 19 10, whether it is 19 1, 10 10, 15 5, let it be. But now at present we don't know that two numbers, so let the two numbers be x and y. So let's we divide the 20 into two numbers x and y. So when you divide this two number into x and y, their sum, after that, their sum, it should be equal to 20 only. Yes or no? As here 20 I divided into 19 1, 10 10, 15 5, 18 2. After that, what we had seen, after adding the number, it should equal to 20 only. Yes or no? So this is the proper int and the proper explanation, I will say. Okay, so your first step will be what? You will write, you will write the given number is 20. Okay, so as we'll take the first part as x and the second part as y, so let x be the one part of the number and y be the other part. So here we divided this 20 into two part, one x and second one is y. But as we know that its sum, it should be equals to 20. Okay, so here you have to make a value of x, either y, proper value of x and y. Okay, further you have to convert that f of x either into in terms of x, either in terms of y. So here you have to make the value of x, either you have to make the value of y. So here we'll make the value of y equals to 20 minus x. It's compulsory that if you have two different alphabet, try to convert that alphabet into a single alphabet, because further when you will solve, either you have to divide, either you have to derivate the term with respect to x, either you have to derivate the terms with respect to y. It is not compulsory that you have to consider x and y only. You can take a and b also, you can take c and d also, any term, any alphabet you can take here. But see to it that here it is compulsory that you have to prepare one value, okay, in a such a way that further when you will derivate the terms, it should be in terms of one single alphabet only, either it should be in terms of x or it should be in terms of y. Okay, so we'll give this as equation number 1. So now divide the number into 20 into two parts. So read, understand the sentence till here, So we divided that 20 into two parts. We got the answer for this sentence. Now further we'll see such that means what? This section is given. What is given? Their product is maximum. So product, we'll write here the product of their product means what? There are two numbers, yes or no, x and y. So their product means what? The product of two number. Product means what? Into x into y. So now we'll take let the product of two number as f of x, because we required f of x. As per the rule, we required f of x. After that only we can proceed the step. So that only I told. For the remaining three sums, the important part is what? To find f of x. After getting f of x, the rest part is very simple. So let the product of two number, will consider this as f of x. So f of x, product of two numbers. What is the product of two number? It is x into y. Now as we know that here we took f of x, yes or no, and in the right hand side here we have two alphabet. After that we have to derivate f of x with respect to only one alphabet, either derivative with respect to x or derivative with respect to y. As here we took f of x, so we'll convert this right hand side whole section in terms of x only, yes or no. We cannot derivate the two terms at a time, yes or no. So that's why here I had prepared the value of y. So remember this thing, you have to convert the whole thing into a single alphabet. Whenever you will find f of x, see to it that right hand side it should turn into a single alphabet, either in terms of x or in terms of y. As here we took f of x, so we'll convert this whole section into x only, yes or no. So we'll keep this x as it is. What is the value of y? It was 20 minus x. So bracket open, so here you will get what? 20x minus x square. So this we got from 1. So here exact, now we got f of x. So exact f of x is 20x minus x square. Okay. Now here it says that the product is maximum. Means at when the product is maximum, there will get the value of two numbers. So what do you mean by the product is maximum? Maximum, when it will be maximum, when it will be maximum, suppose when you replace the value of a, x equals to a, in the second derivative test, if you see that the second derivative test answer is less than 0, straight away we can see that, say that the function is maximum. When the function is maximum, at that particular value you will get the first answer of x. Okay, so I hope you all must be knowing what is when the function is maximum and when the function is minimum. I don't know, need to explain the things again and again. Okay, so after this, after getting f of x, we know that we find f dash x. So f dash x derivative with respect to x. Okay, so see to it that right hand side, you have to convert the right hand side into a single alphabet, either it should be in terms of x or it should be in terms of y. As here we took f of x, so see to that we'll convert this whole thing into x only. So that's why here I prepared the value of y. In every sum, see to that you have to convert f of x into a single term, single alphabet. Okay, either into x or either into y. So after this f dash x, 20x derivative will be what? 20, yes or no, minus x square derivative will be what? 2x. So we got f dash x also. Then after that we have to find double derivative. So 20 derivative will be what? 0. Minus 2x derivative will be what? 2. So here we got the answer of f double dash x as minus 2. Okay. After this, we know that we put f dash x, yes or no, second step, equal to 0 to get the value of x, yes or no. So f dash x is what? 20 minus 2x equals to 0. So therefore 20 equals to 2x. So therefore we can say what? x equals to 20 upon 2. So here x equals to what? 10. Here we got the value of x, and see to that here we got the value of x only 1. So as I told, whenever it is a quadratic equation, you will get two answer. When you get two answer, the one value turns to maximum, the second value will turns to minimum, or vice versa. Whenever you are getting only one answer of x, so either it will be maximum or it will be minimum. So now here it is clearly mentioned that their product is maximum. So it means after substituting the value of x equals to 10 in the second derivative test, the value it has to be maximum. The second derivative test, after substituting the value of x equals to 10 in the second derivative test, that function it has to be maximum. When the function it has to be maximum, so therefore we here clearly we can see that here we got the value of x. So as to the first part we took x, and to the second part we took y. So if here after substitute the value of x equals to 10 in the second derivative test, after substituting the value of x in the second derivative test, if the function answer is less than 0, if the function is maximum, we can clearly say that here we got the first value as 10. To get the second value, we'll substitute the value of x equals to 10 in the first equation. We will get the second part also. So here for x equals to 10 we'll see, so f double dash x is equals to minus 2. So if the second derivative test after replacing the value of x, here in the right hand side we don't have x only, yes or no? So answer will be same. Here we are getting minus 2. Minus 2 is what? Less than 0. And if it is less than 0, so we know that after substituting the value of x in the second derivative test, if the function is less than 0, so we can say that the function is maximum. Yes or no? We used to write now like this, the function is maximum at x equals to 10. So we know that if their product is maximum, for the product, can you see, for the product, for the product what we took f of x. So here f of x actually it is what? Is the product only, yes or no? So here we come to the conclusion that the product, actually the product is maximum at x equals to 10. When the product is maximum, that only they said that product it has to be maximum. So it has to be maximum that such that it is given that the product it has to be maximum. So here clearly we can see that after solving here we got the product is maximum at x equals to 10. So x equal to 10 means what? Here we got the first value of x. So therefore here we got x equals to 10. To get the second answer, we'll substitute this x equals to 10 in equation number 1. So what is the equation number 1? Y equals to 20 minus x, so 20 minus 10, so equals to 10. So here we got the value of y as 10. So here we got the two answer, 10 and 10. Yes or no? So when you will add the two numbers, see to that the 10 plus 10 it will be equals to 20. So here we divided this 20 into two part. First part as 10 and the second part as 10. Understood? It is not compulsory that whenever the sum it is based like this, divide the number into 20, divide the number into 10, divide the number into 30, so you will get the proper answer. It is not like that. Like here we got 10 10. Each and every sum the answer will not be same 10 and 10. Okay, not like that. It's all depend on the statement what will get the given section. Okay, but for this I will say for this sum, yeah, we got the first part as 10 and even the second part as also as 10. So this is a proper way in which you have to present your sum. So as I told, you have to read and understand the question, and it is very important to get f of x. Without knowing the f of x, it will be difficult for us to solve the sum further, as it was clearly mentioned that the product it has to be maximum such that their product is maximum. So if they said already said that the product it has to be maximum, so after solving, after substitute the value of x in the second derivative test, the function it has to be maximum. So when the function it is maximum, so see to it that at what value the function is maximum. So here clearly we can see that at x equals to 10 the function is maximum. If x equal to 10 the product is maximum, so here indirectly or directly we can say that for one first part we took x, so directly we got the value of x first part as 10. After replacing the value here, you will get the second part also. So here actually we divided the 20 into two numbers 10 and 10. So in this way you have to present your sum. I hope you all understood the first sum. So we'll move on to the second sum. Okay, so let's move on to the second sum. As in the second sum it says that the metal wire of 36 centimeter long. So here we have a metal wire which is 36 centimeter long is bent to form a rectangle. It's bent to form a rectangle. It's bent to form a rectangle. So we have a 36-meter long wire. It's bent to form a rectangle. So can I say the wire is 36 centimeter long. This is bent to form a rectangle. So this outer region, when you will bend this wire to form a rectangle, still the wire, the length, still the total, this part length will be what? This section, outer region section, it will come to 36 only. Yes or no? Here we have a 36 centimeter long wire. This 36 centimeter long wire is bent to turns to form a rectangle. So here I can say that the outer region, when you will stretch this, again it will comes to what? 36 centimeter only. So simply that wire, actually straight wire, is bent to form a rectangle. So bent to form a rectangle means what? The outer boundary. So here what do you mean by this outer boundary? This outer boundary for the rectangle is known as what? Perimeter. So can I say the meaning of this 36 long wire is bent to form a rectangle? Actually it is what? A perimeter of rectangle, because when you will bend this wire to form a rectangle, still it will be 36 centimeter only. It will not be less or more. So when you will bend to form a rectangle, so this outer region for the rectangle is known as what? Perimeter. So indirectly this value actually it is known as what? Perimeter of this rectangle. So here we have the perimeter of rectangle actually. Okay, so what do you mean by perimeter of rectangle? It is 2 L plus B equals to 36. Yes or no? So 2 will go down, so L plus B equals to 36 by 2, it will be 80. Yes or no? Got the point? So here we'll consider same, as here we don't know the length and the breadth, so we'll take the length as x and the breadth as y. So can I see that it's actually get converted into the previous sum, like x plus y equals to 20? Yes or no? In the previous sum also, for the first part we took x and the second part we took y. So here also it is same. To length will take x and for the breadth will take y. Okay, so this was the int 36 centimeter long is bent to form a rectangle. Actually the meaning of the sentence is what? It is a perimeter of rectangle. Understood? The perimeter of rectangle, it was given 36 actually. Okay, then after that find it dimension. Dimension means you have to find the length and breadth. So indirectly we have to find the value of x and y, because in this sum we'll take length as x and the breadth as y. Yes or no? When its area is maximum, area is maximum, so this is the int. In the previous sum also we took that part, the product is maximum. So whenever it says that the product is maximum, the area is maximum, anything is maximum, anything is minimum, for okay, for that whole section, that part, that statement will take this statement as f of x. Remember this. Whenever it says that, as in the previous sum it was their product is maximum, so here it is area is maximum. Whenever it says that the area, the product is maximum, so consider that sentence as f of x. So here we'll take f of x as area is maximum. So let's begin with the sum. So here also we'll take let the length and breadth of a rectangle B, X and Y. So after that we know that, what do you mean by this sentence? Actually it is a perimeter of a rectangle. Perimeter of rectangle, it was 36 centimeter, yes or no? So perimeter of rectangle formula is what? 2 length plus breadth equals to 36. So therefore L plus B equals to 36 upon 2, it is 18. For length we took X and for breadth we took Y. Here also we'll do the same thing as we did in the last sum. We'll prepare the value either of X or either of Y. So here for this sum also we'll prepare the value of Y only, yes or no? So we'll give this equation as equation number 1. Okay, as we know that the area is maximum, so we know that area of rectangle is length into breadth, yes or no? So area is maximum means what? To this section will take, let the area of rectangle be f of x. As I told, whenever it says that area is maximum, the product is maximum, to that sentence, see to that sentence you will consider the sentence as f of x, whether it is any sum. Suppose if area is replaced as profit is maximum, profit is maximum, so here you will write let the profit be f of x. If it says that the product is maximum, so here you will write the product, let the product be f of x. Okay, for that particular sentence you will consider that particular sentence as f of x. Remember, that's the end. So therefore f of x is what? The area of rectangle. What is the area of rectangle? It is length into breadth, yes or no? So what was the length? Length it was x and the breadth is what? Y. So x into y. Here also again same. After getting f of x, we have to find the first derivative and the second derivative. And when you have to find the derivative, we have to find the derivative with respect to only one alphabet. Here we have two alphabet. So here in the right hand side, you have to convert either the whole term into x or the whole section into y. Okay, so the steps it's look like similar, look like the previous sum only, yes or no? So here also same thing will do. We'll convert the right hand side into only single alphabet, either in terms of x or in terms of y. So as here we took f of x, so of course we'll convert this whole section into x only. So x into, what is the value of y? It is 18 minus x. So this we got from the equation number 1. So therefore f of x, the proper f of x here will get 18 into x, it is 18x minus x square. So this is proper f of x. Okay, after getting proper f of x, we'll find the first derivative. So 18x is what? 18. X square will be what? 2x. The second derivative will be what? 18 derivative is what? 0. Minus 2x derivative will be what? Minus 2. Yes or no? Okay. Okay. So after this, we know that what is the proper step? We put first derivative equals to 0. So therefore, 18 minus 2x equals to what? A 0. So therefore, 18 equals to 2x. So therefore, x equals to 18 by 2. So therefore x equals to 18 by 2 is what? 9. So here we got x equals to 9. What was x? X, we took x for what? Length. So as I can say that here we got the value of length as 9. But here it says that area it has to be maximum. So now area it has to be maximum. So what is the area? We took the area as f of x. So now, okay, f of x. So now we'll put this value x equals to 9 in the second derivative. Here also we got only one answer. Whenever you get only one answer, either it turns to maximum or it will turns to minimum. But here clearly said, it mentioned that the area it has to be maximum at the particular value. So after replacing the value of x equals to 9 in the second derivative test, see to that the value it has to be maximum. Okay, so let's see whether it is maximum or minimum. So for x equals to 9, the second derivative test is minus 2. So we'll replace the value of x by 9. Okay, still it is minus 2, which is less than 0. So here clearly we can see that after substituting the value of x equals to 9 in the second derivative test, we are getting the answer less than 0. When it is less than 0, so function is maximum, f of x is maximum. So for this sum, what was f of x? F of x was the area, so that is, we can say actually the area of the rectangle is maximum. So that was the int. If it says that the product is maximum, so it has to be maximum in the sum. For this sum, it says that area, it has to be maximum. So here we come to the conclusion that the area here actually we got the maximum. Okay, whatever it says, whether it is minimum, so here you must get the answer minimum only. If it says maximum, so here the answer, it has to be maximum only. So here the area is maximum, yes, when at x equals to 9. Yes, so the sum is perfect. Now area we got maximum at x equals to 9. So here we got the first value for x is what, we took x as length, so here we got the length as 9. Okay, so the second value you will get after substituting the value in the equation number 1. So we'll substitute x equals to 9 in equation number 1. So the equation number 1 is what, y equals to 18 minus x. Okay, so y equals to 18 minus 9, so answer here we got 9 only. Okay, so the answer of x is also 9 and y is also 9. So what was x? That is, we can say, for this sum we took x for length, so here we will write length is 9 centimeter and even the breadth is also 9 centimeter. Yes or no? So this was the method to which, in which you can find your answer. This was the proper step. In this way only you will present your sum in the board exam. I hope you all understood both the sum. So we left with one more sum from the exercise. For that sum, I will just explain the sum, the int and the technique for the sum, and please try to solve the sums by yourself. We left with one more sum from the exercise now. Okay, so just simply I will explain the method, and rest the presentation part you will present yourself by yourself only. Okay, please try the last sum by yourself. Simply I will explain the sum. Okay, I will prepare, I will give the preparation. I will show the step exactly how to find f of x till f of x. I will show the rest. Please try the sum by yourself. Okay, so in this sum, in the last sum, it says that the total cost of producing x unit is so and so rupees, and the price is 180 minus x per unit, and you have to find the unit is profit is maximum. Profit is maximum. Okay, so now profit is maximum, and here it says that the total cost of producing x unit. So total cost, so this part, can I say that this is the total cost? Cost means what? Cost price. So here we got the cost price. Total cost price is equals to rupees x square plus 60x plus 50. Yes or no? If here we have the total cost price, so we require the total selling price also. Okay, so selling price, for the selling price, this section is the cost price, so of course this part will be the selling price. So selling price is rupees 180 minus x for the per unit. See to that, it is 180 minus x for the per unit. That means first check the number of units. Number of unit is what? X. Suppose here we have number of unit as x, and the selling price for per unit is 10. So what will be the total selling price? Number of unit into the selling price will be the answer. In simple language, suppose here we have number of chocolate as 10 and selling price for the per chocolate is 10 rupees. So what will be the total selling price? So what will be the total selling price? You will multiply this two number to get the answer. 10 into 10, so that will be 100. So see to that selling price of the per unit is what? So here the selling price of the per unit is what? Rupees 180 minus x into, check the number of chocolate here, that means number of x is what? X. Okay, so here the what is the int? Whenever you come across this type of sum, wherever you see the per unit, whether it is for cost price, whether it is for selling price, see to that wherever you will see the per unit, for that section, per unit section, you will multiply that section by x, multiply by x to get the total price. Suppose if this here it says that the cost price is per unit, so you will multiply the x to the cost price, but here it is mentioned for the selling price, so we'll multiply this x to the selling price. In simple language, for this, whenever you come across this type of sum, you have to find the total cost price and total selling price. Here it was clearly mentioned the total cost price was so and so, but the selling price it was mentioned in per unit, so that's why per unit is 180 minus x. So here I took one example. Suppose number of chocolate is 10 and selling price for the per chocolate is 10. So what will be the total selling price? It will be 110 into 10. So that only I did, number of unit into selling price of per unit. Okay, number of unit into selling price of per unit, so that you will get the total selling price. So here total selling price will be what? 180x minus x square. So here we got total cost price and selling price. After getting the total cost price and selling price, here the profit is maximum. So profit, we know the formula for the profit, that is selling price minus the cost price. Yes or no? So the profit is maximum, the profit is maximum, the profit is maximum. So in the first sum it was product is maximum, so that part we took f of x. For the second sum the area was maximum, for that sentence we took f of x. Here in this sum the product is maximum, profit is maximum, so profit is maximum, so for this sum we'll take let the profit be f of x. Okay, so selling price is what here? 180x minus x square. What is the cost price? It is x square plus 60x plus 50. Yes or no? Bracket open, so here you will get what? Minus x square minus 60x minus 50. Yes or no? Okay, see the like terms here, you will get minus 2x square, this will be what? Plus 120, and here we left with only number, so here we got the profit. So here we'll take let the profit be f of x. So here f of x will be minus 2x square plus 120x minus 15. I hope the remaining part you can solve by yourself. After that you will find f dash x, f double dash x, then you will put f dash x equals to 0, where you will get the value of x. Okay, value of x, yes or no? If you are getting only one value of x, so either it will be maximum or it will be minimum, but it is clearly mentioned that for this sum the profit it has to be maximum. So profit it has to be maximum means for x equals to that so and so number, the second derivative test answer it has to be less than 0, then only the function will be maximum. So for this sum we took f of x as profit, so indirectly the profit will be maximum. So this is the proper way in which you will find your answer after getting the, so the profit is maximum, so that value, for that value you will get the profit will be maximum. So suppose here you are getting the value of x as 20, so at 20 the profit will be maximum. So here in this sum also we have to find what? We have to find what is the unit. So here number of unit is what? X. So if you get the answer of x, so indirectly or directly we can say the unit will be that answer. So in this way you have to present your sum. I hope you can try this sum by yourself. So once again I will explain. So whenever you come across these types of sum, see to that you require the total cost price and total selling price. Without total cost and total selling price, don't apply the formula. So here it was clearly mentioned the total cost producing. Here it is not mentioned the per unit. Whenever in a sentence for a cost price or selling price, if it is not mentioned per unit, see to it that actually that sentence it is the total cost price only. If it is mentioned per unit, so it is not a total cost price or a selling price. So total cost price, here for the cost price it is not mentioned per unit, so indirectly or directly we can say that this is the total cost price. But for this section, the price, this price, if this price, this section is the cost price, so common sense the second part will be what, the selling price. Okay, we have two types of price, selling and the cost. So this section is cost, so of course this part will be what, selling price. So selling price, here it is mentioned per unit. So whenever it is mentioned per unit, see to it that you have to find the total selling price. To find the total selling price, you have to multiply the selling price per unit into number of unit. As here I had explained one example, number of chocolate and selling price for the one chocolate. If number of chocolate is 1, selling price of one chocolate is 10, so total selling price will be what, 100. So that only I did here. Here also for this sum the profit is maximum. If the profit is maximum, the same thing you will do here. Let the profit be f of x. After getting f of x, the rest part will be same. So that's the end of the exercise, I will say. I hope you all understood all the three sums. Please try to solve the sum by yourself. Okay, I hope you all understood the exercise number 4.3 also. In the next exercise, in the next lecture, we're gonna do the next two exercise, 4.2 and 4.4. Okay, till then, goodbye. See you in next lecture.